everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. I feel like I'm eating some vegan cheese or something because I'm cheesing right now. And I'll explain to you what this is all about. You know, I'm always fanning. I'm like this when I'm fanning on people, right? And fanning, for those who don't know, it's like you're seeing like a celebrity, someone you highly respect, and you're so grateful to have them on your platform. So let me don't forget to like and subscribe because I want to make sure my team doesn't get on me for that. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. And when you hit the notification bell, make sure it's on all, not personalized. Make sure it's on all. So thank you for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. We have the privilege of diving in and speaking to the world renowned. He's going to say no, but this is about me right now, Dr. Esposito. It's about me, Dr. Joe.
All
The
right.
world renowned health and wellness expert. He's a chiropractor, an author, a speaker, and he's dedicated in empowering individuals to take control of their well-being. He has decades. Come a little closer, y'all. I said he has decades of experience in what he's doing. He not only talks about it, he walks about it, and he speaks his truth. He's very passionate in helping others because he wants you to be informed. Because we all know once you're informed, you can make the decisions. The one and only, y'all. I have the one and only Dr. Joe Esposito on my platform.
Oh, heck. Thank you. Good intro. I wish I'd written it. So
Dr. Joe, first of all, let me give you your flowers, right? I moved here from New York, and I've heard about you from years. I don't know if you remember an Aiden. I think she may have worked for you at one point, but you are so renowned, almost like Life University. And when I came here, it was a college, okay?
Mhm.
Everyone knows who you are. So I want to take the time to thanking you in just helping people to discover how to be well, how the body works, right? So I just want to give you your flowers and for continue doing what you're doing. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, I've been doing this almost 40 years now. I've missed a half a day of work in almost 40 years. So we got a pretty good track record and it's fun. I mean, I wake up every morning as excited as I was the first day and back in 1984. So yeah.
So what made you decide to delve into the chiropractic? Because as we know, back in the day, they were not really doctors, so to speak.
Right.
The MDs frowned upon you because you guys were quacks,
We were
right?
quacks and voodoo doctors and witch doctors and back crackers. And yeah. Actually, my story is kind of a good one, but a sad one. My father had a horrible accident before I was born. Fell off a ladder, broke his back, fractured his skull, went deaf immediately. So my father never heard my voice. And so he fell in January. I was born a couple of months later. And so as a child, he was able to walk. He can walk and talk and everything, but he fractured his spine in several places, fractured his skull. And we, to this day, don't know why he went deaf, which is interesting. My theory, after 8 degrees and 23 certifications later, is that when he fell and hit his head, he shattered the bones inside his ears, and that's how you communicate sound. And there was no MRIs back then. There was no, implants for hearing or anything. So he was just deaf, and that was it. So we were very poor. He fell at work, so he got $78 a week in workers' compensation. And they challenged it. I remember them challenging it as a kid, saying he really wasn't deaf. So he's faking his deafness. I got stupid insurance companies. Anyway, my father never heard my voice, and his back always hurt because he fractured his back. So I remember as a child, he'd say, "Joey, rub my back. My back hurts. Rub my back." So I'd rub his back, and he'd say, "Oh, that feels good. That was good. I like that." So I went on, and academics was never a problem for me. I was always the smartest kid in the class, second smartest kid in the class, and I was going to become a neurosurgeon, operate on my father's ears, and bring his hearing back. A pretty simple goal for an 8th grader, right? So I remember I played football and hockey when I was young, and I got hurt a lot. And so I'd go to the doctors, and I'd say, "Listen, I really want to become a medical doctor." And every one of them I spoke to, "Don't do it. It's a lot of work. It's blood and bad hours, and it's a pain in the neck." And this is way back when insurance companies actually paid doctors for what they do. They realized they don't have to pay us anymore. And so my grandmother said, "Why don't you go talk to my chiropractor? He does something with nerves." Well, who would have known that one sentence would have changed the world? So I remember walking into a chiropractor's office. I had hair down to my shoulders, long, full beard, 210-pound football player. So I was a big, bulky, brawny looking guy, jeans, work boots, flannel shirt. And I walk into this chiropractor's office, and he couldn't have been nicer. Let me explain chiropractic to you. Let me explain how it works, how it affects the nervous system. Here's some colleges you might want to consider going to. If you need a letter of recommendation, I'm happy to do it for you. Didn't even know me. And I was like, this guy really likes his job. And the other doctors I spoke to hated their jobs. So I went to another chiropractor's office. Here I am in high school. Same thing. Oh, absolutely. It's a great profession. It's so rewarding. And again, this is before chiropractic was so accepted like it is now. Now we're mainstream doctors. Back then we were, witch doctors. And I went home and I remember telling my mother, Mom, I think I want to be a chiropractor. These guys are really cool. And she said, I don't care if you're a garbage man. Just be the best garbage man you could be. And I remember thinking, wow, I've always done everything the best I could be. Football, hockey, whatever it was, I always excelled to the point where I hurt myself many occasions. I did things stupid. I didn't work smart. So I went on to chiropractic college at the time, graduated at 23 years old, third in my class, 23 years old, and I set up a practice, had no idea what I was doing. Failed miserably. I delivered pizza at Domino's Pizza at night so I can pay my rent during the day on my practice. And I was always afraid I'd deliver pizza to a patient, hey, Jack. But do what you got to do in life. I had to make money. Pizza delivery was big money at the time. So it built, obviously, to where we are now. We have 4 practices in the Atlanta area, Myriad, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We have 6 doctors, me and 5 others. We have a staff of about 20. And every day, I see miracles. I'm going to take that back. Not every day. Every hour, we see miracles happen. And patients that couldn't walk can walk. People that have had surgery and failed, we work on them. People with numbness in their hands, they can't close their hands. I just literally left the room today. Patient couldn't close her hands. When I was done with her, she was able to do this. So it's just so much fun. And we expect it. It's what we expect every day now. So I couldn't imagine a more rewarding profession. And it's a lot of fun. And that's parlayed into other things now. I have 8 degrees. Board certified in chiropractic, board certified in orthopedics, board certified in pain management, double board certified in nutrition, certified in traumatic brain injury, BS in nutrition, retired dietitian, written 2 books. I host what is now one of the largest, if not the largest radio show in the world on health and wellness. I've been on Dr. Oz's show. He's been on my show. We have doctors call me and study with me from all over the world to study the techniques we use. So it's really blown up from this kid from New Jersey who had dad with a bad back. So that's where we are now.
What has been, question I need to ask, what has been I know you've had many, but what was the first most rewarding thing or event that you've experienced with a patient?
I had a patient named Bill Bolin. I can say his name because he's dead now. First in practice, he was my neighbor. So he came in to see me as a patient, and I had like a patient a day, 2 patients a day. And Bill had some back pain, and I checked him out, and I said, Bill, something's more than just back pain here. And he said, no, I've been to my doctors. There's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. And I said, let's go get some more tests. And we got tests, and it turns out he had colon cancer. And he's one of my first patients. And so I sent him out to an oncologist. It wasn't a chiropractic case, obviously. Sent him out to an oncologist, and we saved his life. And I remember his wife coming to me after the surgeries and everything, and she was crying. And I said, what's wrong? She says, the other doctor said there was nothing wrong, and you saved his life. And then she said, and you're just a chiropractor. And I thought, well, just a chiropractor saved Bill's life, so I don't think I'm just a chiropractor. I think I'm a good diagnostician. And so that was the first moment in my career that I went, oh, this is really cool stuff. And it's been nonstop since.
And I started going to chiropractors, I think I was 15 in New York. And, we come from the homeopathy medicine. Like if I wanted certain things, we would go to Manhattan to go to Little China to pick up big Chinatown to pick up little things and stuff like that. And, and at the time, chiropractors were like, what is that? So I wouldn't tell people. And I remember when I moved to Georgia, my insurance never covered chiropractors. And because I was such a proponent for chiropractors, I took them on to make sure I got signatures, I got everything. And I went up to the corporate office in Georgia. And for those who know what insurance I'm talking about. And eventually they started paying for chiropractic. Right? Because people don't understand. What I want people to understand, when you watch those videos on YouTube, and you're hearing these sounds because now it's one of
Oh yeah.
those fads now on YouTube, right? With the cracks and all that. And people are like, so I'm here to tell people or anyone watching, if you're hesitant because you're seeing the cracks or you're like, or your doctor's even telling you, like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, people out there, and I'm going to share this. I'm going to speak this into existence, but they say I still have it, a partial left tear on my rotator cuff. I've
Uh,
had 3 accidents back to back where people hit me 19, 20, and 21 back to back, right? So Lord knows what my vertebrae was all about, right?
sure.
And where I was in pain, sitting, they told me, the doctors were telling me I needed to get trigger points. I needed to have this surgery, that surgery. I said, I'm going to go to my chiropractor first. I need to see a chiropractor first. It's almost like they have to be the ones to tell me what's going on. That's how much I believe in my chiropractors. I mean, I was in so much pain. It was horrendous. And finally, seeing the right chiropractor, I didn't go to several chiropractors. I went to several orthopedic this, orthopedic that.
Right.
And,
Sure.
they wanted to give me these, I mean, I'm telling you, I would have been a pain addict with the amount of pills that they
Oh
were
sure.
prescribing to me, right?
So many people are drug addicts because of that. Yes.
Yes. And then, the migraines. And then I feel like, like I wanted to not be here anymore because that's how much pain I was in.
Oh yeah.
So I said, Jackie, go back. You're plant-based. Go back to the basics.
Right.
My basic is chiropractors. So I
Yes.
went, started feeling better. I did the PRP treatment. I went ahead and did that. And I'm recovering. And my accident was like last year. So this is a special thing that I wanted to tell people, that please check out chiropractors. Chiropractors is not a necessity. It's something just like breathing. Because think about, you're sitting every day, you're probably not moving the right way. And I've had it where, and I want people to understand, when you go in, they're measuring you, like when you're laying down on your back, you'll see how much one side is higher or lower than the other side. So, and if you're in Georgia, y'all, he's not paying me for this. I'm telling you, this man has been around forever and he's good. He told you about being with Dr. Oz. So I'm just saying to say this. Just come to Dr. Joe. Just see what it's all about, okay? Because the worst thing that can happen, which is not, you feel great. The best thing that can happen, you feel better. You get a great night's sleep,
You get
okay?
healthy. Right. Yes.
So Dr. Joe, what is the most common misconception that's out there? One or several misconceptions out there regarding chiropractors?
Well, there's different types of chiropractors too. Like I do nutrition, of course. I do a lot of nutrition. You talked about Dr. Oz. It was fun after I went up there. It was just a blast to go up there into New York. And, his studio's in Harlem, actually. It's not, the nice part of Harlem back then wasn't nice. Now it's nice. And afterwards, he called into one of the shows I was doing. And he was a guest on my show, so to speak. And he said, yeah, since I met Joe, I don't use Google anymore. This guy's like an encyclopedia. I just ask Joe questions. So I love that quote. I have it on my website. And so some of the misconceptions are that, chiropractic is just for back pain. Chiropractic was founded September 18th, 1895, not about back pain. The first chiropractic patient ever, it wasn't called that at the time, was a deaf man. And Dr. D.D. Palmer, his janitor, his name was Harvey Lillard, he was deaf, and he said, Dr. Lillard, I felt my neck pop, and I couldn't hear anymore. So Dr. Palmer thought, if his neck popped and he went deaf, what if I unpop his neck? And he did, and Harvey Lillard heard again. So Dr. Palmer thought he had discovered a cure for deafness. He didn't understand what he had discovered, but basically what happened was the bones in the neck were out of place, pinching a nerve that went to the ears. And so when he unpinched it, the hearing came back. So through the research that he was doing at the time, 1895, he realized that all nerves control organs and muscles, and if it's pinched, it's not going to work properly. And so he developed that, finding ways to find pinched nerves and unpinching them to open up the nerve supply to the organs, and that's how chiropractic came into existence. And so chiropractic was not based on pain. It was based on getting the organs to function more efficiently. And so I mean, most of our patients come to us because they have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. But I educate my patients with radio, television, books. And patients then say, you know what, I literally just left the room with a patient a few minutes ago who was here for high blood pressure. Now, here's the thing. I don't treat high blood pressure. I treat the body to get healthy so it doesn't have high blood pressure anymore. High blood pressure or any disease is a symptom. It's telling us something's wrong. Can we find out what it is and fix the cause? That's what we do. We treat the cause of the problem, not just treat the symptoms. Now, if I'm in severe pain, I'm happy to get an injection. I'm happy to take some medication, but I want to find out why I'm in pain. If I have high blood pressure, take your medication, but let's find out why you have high blood pressure or diabetes or high cholesterol or obesity or brain malfunction. Most times it's fixable. Sometimes it's not. Most times it is, though. And that's the results that we get, is we get to the cause of the problem. And that's why people come literally from all over the world to come see us here in Atlanta area, because of the reputation that we have and because of the approach that we take, not just pain.
Okay, so I want to talk about this. I want to expand on this, right? Because African Americans are known to have high blood pressure, right? It's a lot in our community, and it's a silent killer that's going on. And I want people to go and actually see, because here's the thing, what I love about your practice, and along with other chiropractors, but particularly yours, it's almost like when we're diagnosed with something, we're treated, but we're not treated for the symptom. It's like a Band-Aid, right?
Right.
We're
Exactly.
giving all these medication. And what I think about the chiropractors and all homeopathy is, let's rip off the Band-Aid, let's pour on the peroxide, let's clean the wound, let's gut it out. It's gonna hurt, but we're fixing it. It's gonna hurt first before it gets better. And I want people to understand, because everything that you just said, because I've noticed, like speaking to Korean doctors, that the blood pressure reading that we have in the United States, it's normal in their country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not, and then the blood pressure reading, and I'm going to say this, somehow at one point it was at a certain level, and now they've lowered it, so to speak, so everybody can be on medications. I'm just going to say everybody can be on medication.
Yeah,
right?
It is very suspicious, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, it's interesting you said about the African-American community. The African-American community isn't underserved in healthcare. It's unserved in healthcare. And I truly believe we can solve a lot of problems if people were just healthy across the board. It's very simple. Now, when you talk about high blood pressure, one of the things I find, it could be a pinched nerve in the neck, because the pinched nerve in the neck could affect the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve controls a lot of things, digestion and blood pressure. But what I find many times, it's a digestive problem. If you have heartburn, acid reflux, burping, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, many times your stomach, which is down here, pushes up into the diaphragm. And that can cause the heartburn, the acid reflux. Now, the vagus nerve and the enteric nervous system, some big words there, control not only digestion, they control blood pressure. So many times we can actually take the stomach and pull it down away from the diaphragm, physically adjust the stomach. A, it helps the acid reflux and the burping and the gas and the digestive issues, but B, it takes the stress off the vagus nerve and the blood pressure drops. So again, what's the cause of the high blood pressure? Is it too much salt? We know what's worse than salt for high blood pressure? Sugar. Okay, because sugar can raise the blood pressure as well, and I won't give you the whole chemistry behind it.
Yeah.
But in the African American community especially, a lot of the diet is what? Breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas. So we need to realize that we're doing the sugar and the salt, and there's a physical component as well. Will it solve the blood pressure problem? Maybe. If it doesn't, so what? You ate better. You got your stomach fixed. So what? And that's the nice part about what we do. It's very safe. Now, it's not 100% safe. Nothing's 100% safe. Right. But the risk factor to the reward is so high and the risk is so low. And that's why we try to get to the cause of the problem. Now, you talked about being plant-based. I've been vegan now for 38 years. I'm in my mid-60s. And patients say to me all the time, well, I thought you were in your 40s. I said, yeah, this lifestyle really works. If it didn't work, I'd be eating meatball sandwiches every day. Believe me, I miss my meatball sandwiches, okay? I'm Italian from New Jersey, so.
Right.
But it's not worth it. So we look at the nervous system, see if there's pinched nerves. We look at the digestive system. Is there heartburn, acid reflux, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation? Let's find out why. And then we look at the diet. Every single patient that comes to our offices, again, 4 offices in the Atlanta area, every patient that comes in, we do nutrition workup on them. And 95% of patients say, well, no doctor's ever done that before. I don't understand. Why are you doing nutrition workup on me? I'm here for shoulder pain. Why are you doing nutrition workup on me? I'm here for, low back pain. Because what you eat determines how quickly you can heal. And so we can give you the
Oh my, no, 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 no. You just dropped a gem. And because you say this every day, you don't realize. Repeat what you just said about what you eat and healing. Repeat that.
what you eat determines how quickly you heal. And boy, that is a gem. I like that. I should write that down. So it's pretty brilliant. Now, you can have the best chiropractic care, the best surgical care, the best gynecological care, the best psychological care. If you don't fix the chemistry, you're not going to get the best results that you can. It's just that simple. And all my medical doctor friends, I have a bunch of them on speed dial. I go out with them constantly. We're all friends. We refer to each other constantly, orthopedics, neurologists, neurosurgeons. So that whole chiropractors are quacks, that's all done. That's over with. That doesn't even exist anymore. But they all say the same thing. We got zero training in nutrition. I had an orthopedic surgeon friend of mine call me last week and say, and he's African-American. He said, hey, Joe, man, I got to send my wife over to you. He says, she needs your help. Now, here's a man, brilliant surgeon. I refer my patients to surgery for him. He sent his wife to us because he realizes he's good at what he does. We're good at what we do. And that's where the medical field is falling apart. Everybody thinks they have all the answers.
You know, and I love that because that's why, because growing up, I'm Jamaican and Cuban, by the way, and we're into, you know, the homeopathy. We were doing the coconut water before it became a fad. We were doing the jackfruit before it became a fad, right? Because my friends would call me and say, Jackie, can you tell me how to do this, how to do that? My husband's like, Jackie, you need to start, you know, getting, because I was giving it away for free because it was no big deal. And he's like, you need to create something. So now I'm working on, I did one episode and it blew through the roofs. So now I'm working on doing a plant-based, you know, or vegan cooking show and showing people and educating people about it because people need to understand inflammation is the number one thing out there that creates between the cancers and all that stuff and, you know, the arthritis and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
So, and I want people to understand, I'm not going to say his name, but he's going to be on the show and you're familiar with this. We have a very influential person who's attached, who is a part of Life College, who he got sick and they told him, he's also a chiropractor, and they told him, if I'm not mistaken, he had to get a lung and a heart transplant, right? So he did, you know, these doctors are telling him this is what he needs to do. Mind you, he's a chiropractor. I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone, just like Dr. Joe said.
Right.
But lo and behold, he went and thoroughly immersed himself into a chiropractor that he trusted and to, okay, let's get this. I'm going to put my life in your hands. I know this works. You know, this helps. By the time he got finished, let me tell you now, he did not get a lung, nor did he get a heart transplant, right? Now, it's not voodoo. We have to understand how the makeup of the body, just like Dr. Joe said, you know, you can go deaf, and it was something with your, you know,
It's nerves.
Right. So I want people to understand this is not voodoo. This is just, or it's not like whack. And back in the day, it was quack. Because I remember I would tell my doctor, my MD doctor, I'm going to my chiropractor. And the things that he would say that I had to fire him, right? So I just want people to understand. And if you're in the Georgia area, he's not paying me for this. You guys know I have this thing that's called sharing is caring moment, where I find something that's wonderful and I share because I care. And in order to help other people, I can't keep it myself. I have to share it. And Dr. Esposito, or Dr. Joe, as he's affectionately known, is a phenomenal doctor. I'm here to tell you, and I don't want to call him a doctor. I want to call him a great healthcare provider. He is, or health harmonizer. I'm a media harmonizer. He's a health harmonizer. Okay. He is, you have the Pied Piper. He is the health whisperer. I'm telling you, I've known so many people that have gone to Dr. Joe. And it's like, oh my God, here we go. Life Grocery. All I heard about was Dr. Joe. Okay. Because I've been with Life Groceries since God knows what. Dr. Joe. Where was nauseating, y'all? Excuse me, Dr. Joe. This is me. It was nauseating. He was like the only doctor people would talk about. So I wanted to actually create this platform where we're talking about positive things, where we're uplifting people. Because in a world that's so negative and people are drained, people are tired, they're just exhausted mentally, physically, and financially. I wanted to bring people who are good at what they do. Because again, you got to remember your health is your wealth. I don't care how much money. We understand that, when what's his name? The guy who created Apple, when he
Steve
Tim
Jobs. Steve
uh,
Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Right. When he passed, unfortunately, he had all the money in the world, but he couldn't get cured for what was going on. He's not in the bed thinking, oh, I should have created something else. He's in that bed thinking, damn, I should have taken better care of myself, or damn, I should have had. I believe chiropractors give you better quality of life. And I'm telling you, this is a person that would sit on 6 inflatable whoopee cushion because I couldn't sit, my tailbone. I had so many issues going on. And when you feel better, it's like, wow, ooh, the sky is opened up. Ooh. So, Dr. Joe, what is your goal? Okay, let's say we have, Joe Biden's watching the show and he's like, I love this woman, a worthy chick, and she has Dr. Joe on the show. Let me see if I can create $20 million, find $20 million in the budget to give Dr. Joe. What would you do with that money?
I would first of all educate everyone on how to take care of themselves. Because in school, there's 3 things we don't learn: how to take care of ourselves, how to make money, how to have a relationship. Those are the 3 things that should be the only things we teach in school. And then everything else is an also ran. And we don't do that. We don't talk enough about health and wellness. Now, the good news is the younger generation is getting excited. Like on social media, we have between all platforms over 1 million followers, because the younger generation is getting excited about, I want to take care of myself. I don't want to end up like my mother and my father. Because I just read an article this morning, life expectancy is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
And this generation is the first generation ever to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents by 5 years. So all this brilliant work we have in healthcare and medicine and shots and MRIs and CAT scans, we're living less and we're spending more on healthcare. I believe that's not necessary, generally speaking. So I would say, okay, Mr. President, it was interesting too, because I work at one of the radio stations that I work at. 2 of the hosts, one of them ran for president at one time, and another one was direct friends with the president at the time. And they had him on speed dial. And one of them even said to me one day, they said, man, he says, imagine you as Surgeon General, I'm sorry. Imagine you as Surgeon General, what the world would be like. It was pre-COVID, so I'm glad I didn't get the job. But he said, man, the world would be a different place if you were the Surgeon General. So I would teach people about food. And I say, you have to decide what you're eating, because you can't outrun your fork. You can't out-exercise your fork. You have to decide what to put in your body. Eating right is the most effective, least expensive treatment for most health problems. Just like chiropractic is the most effective, least expensive treatment for back pain. And people say, well, Dr. Joe, I don't know what to eat. First book I ever wrote was called Eating Right for the Health of It. And it tells you how to change your diet. And it has recipes in it. Second book I wrote is called Prescription for Extreme Health. And in that book, I lay out the whole plan that I give all my patients. It's real simple. So it's on my website. My website interest is drjoe.com, real simple, drjoe.com. So with radio and television, we have over 4,000 hours of information on our website, drjoe.com. That's podcast, that's audio, that's video. I did television shows for a long time. So we did a lot of information. And so the website, just go to the website and type in the search bar what you're looking for. And I would make that mandatory. Like you said, what am I going to do with $20 million? I would put together a team of people, plant-based, and explain to the world, listen, you might not give up everything, but at least make better choices. And if I give one piece of advice is every time you eat something, think to yourself, is this going to help me or is this going to hurt me? And if it's going to help you, eat it. If it's going to hurt you, look for a better choice. Not even a best choice, a better choice. Instead of a beef burrito, have a bean burrito. It's very simple. Instead of a cheese pizza, have a veggie pizza with no cheese on it. So start looking at better choices. And if we just did that, trillions and trillions of dollars would be saved.
Definitely. And I think, when we talk about healthcare, there isn't anything healthy about it. Let's be honest. Hospitals, I can go on a whole rant for that. Because like I was telling my husband today, I said, I'm going to make some chili and I'm going to use walnut, because I use walnut meat for everything, right? And I'm a pretty I must say, a great cook myself. You know, I can veganize everything from Italian to Asian to
Sure.
you name it,
Uh-huh.
I can do it, right? Jamaican, I can do that. But, you know, and I think that's what it is. People need help. So I'm here to, for me, to have them on the platform or to bring experts such as yourself on the platform to help educate people. Because, see, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution.
Sure.
I've created a little bubble. And also, we have to talk about self care because that's one of the things that I talk about because I have my wheelhouse, and that's one of the things I want everyone to make sure that they're doing. They're practicing self care. They're practicing whether it's meditation, whether it's whatever it is. Take that time because stress also kills. So I
Yes.
want people to take that time to take care of themselves because, and especially women, you're always taking care of your children, and it's almost like when the plane goes down, you have to put the oxygen mask over yourself. Take the time to take care of yourself. Everything else will fall into line in alignment. And it's almost, and I'm using that everything will fall in alignment and also in alignment with the chiropractor, okay? Because your body needs to be in alignment, mind, body, spirit, and soul. What gems would you like to leave the audience with?
Okay. Well, there's three types of stress: mental, chemical, and physical stress. Physical stress, that's us. We're really good at fixing the body and getting rid of pain and getting the nervous system working. Chemical stress, you have to make those decisions, what to eat, what not to eat. So if you go to my website, drjoe.com, real simple thing, type in 7 deadly sins of nutrition. And that's a lecture I did several years ago. I'm going to update it to read soon. And it talks about the 7 foods you want to cut back or cut out of your diet. And those 7 foods are alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. And I did that lecture probably 40 years ago originally, and it still holds true today. Alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, and artificial sweetener. Second thing I'd say, go to the website and type in, so what can I eat? And just listen. And then we talk about breakfast, lunches, dinner, snacks, parties, Christmas, stocking and unstocking your pantry. And it's a really simple, easy protocol to follow. And so my challenge I give you is this: 7 deadly sins of nutrition. So what can I eat? Follow that advice for 60 days. If I'm wrong, so what? I'm wrong. I lied to you. Not the first man to lie to you, but if I lied to you, but but if I'm wrong, so what? You lost nothing. You saved a couple of bucks. You ate some good food for a while. Go back to the way you used to eat. If I'm right, which I am, then you could say, now I get it. This is not hard. It's easier than anything you're doing right now. It's less expensive than anything you're doing right now. It's cleaner than anything you're doing right now. Less dishes. The house doesn't stink. Everything changes. The only good thing about food that's bad for you, there's one thing that's good about it. It tastes good. And so much food is hyper palatable. It's so exciting to your taste buds. Monosodium glutamate, high fructose corn syrup, seasoning, spices. You get so excited that your body wants more. You're just getting high on it.
Mhm.
You don't have to get high on your food. You get high on being healthy. So take the challenge, make some changes, see what happens. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not selling you anything.
And I want And I want people to understand too that everything is advertising, everything is science based. You know, you want to learn, or you're wondering why. Why is it that I keep eating Pringles? When you start eating, you can't stop. There's science behind that. There's science behind when you're eating those orange chips that your fingers are orange and you keep licking.
Right.
There's science behind all that. There's also marketing and advertising when you go into the supermarkets or the regular stores. There's certain things at an eye level
Sure.
that's no good. Then you have the unbleached and the bleach. So we can go on and on and on again. But I want you, please, I challenge you along with Dr. Joe, because right now I'm doing only fruits, and it's water dense fruit that I've started. I did that, then I wasn't feeling well, not because of that, because I caught a little bug and now I'm back with it. And I should have stayed on it when I had the bug. But the doctor told me the reason I healed really fast, and I was shocked as crap when he said this to me. He says, I've had a lot of people that had this bug and it wiped them out, took them out for God knows how long. I'm here to tell you it's because you're plant based. I'm like,
Yes.
what? Let me get my phone. Let me record this. No,
Write
you
it
can't
down. Yeah.
record it. Like, what the hell you mean I can't record? Nope, you can't record it. So I'm here to say, and I do know because of my age and what I look like, I'm these 20, 30-year-old, I run circles around them, energy
Mhm.
wise and things like that. So I definitely agree with you on this. You have just been a pleasure to be on. I can check you off my list because I have that list, of people I want on the show, and I can check you off that list. Well, wait a minute, just got a message. Okay, Cobb County judge just approved your adoption. We're now family. Okay?
Sister Jacqueline, yeah.
We're now family. I was waiting for it. I was hoping they would
Oh,
approve
that's
it.
great.
They approved it right while we're on the show.
Yeah.
So I just want you to know anything that you're doing, please feel free to send it to me because I'm going to say this. I want you so booked that there's a freaking waiting list. Okay.
Yes.
There's already a waiting list, but I want more. I want
More.
you to duplicate. I need to put you in that time machine that we can clone you. Yes, I said the word clone you
Uh-huh.
because we need more of you. You've just been a pleasure. I want to thank you for being so humble, for just helping people because you don't have to do it. You could have gone Hollywood. Let's face it, y'all. He could have gone Hollywood. And he just isn't doing it. He's just a guy who wants to heal the world, wants to educate you, wants to keep you informed so you can make the decisions for yourself. He's not shoving it down your throat. He
Right.
just wants to
Your call.
educate you.
Yeah.
That's all
If
he
you have any
wants to do.
questions, folks, go to my website, drjoe.com. You can send me questions through the website. I answer every one of them personally. I'm happy to answer them for you. If you'd like to make an appointment, which really is the best thing, drjoe.com. Normally, the first visit is $940 in our office. For my listeners and for your listeners, $299. That's an exam, x-rays, consultation, first treatment, going over the x-rays, and a complete nutrition evaluation. So you can't beat that. We accept most insurances. A lot of our patients are just cash, car accidents, sports injuries. We want to get to the cause of your healthcare problem and not just treat the symptoms.
Ooh, yeah. So what we will do, we'll definitely, again, like I said, I want to thank you for doing what you're doing. And you heard that. So again, okay, let me say this to some of you out here. Dr. Joe, close your ears. I don't want to hear $299 is expensive. You're out there buying those freaking red bottom shoes. You're out there putting the weaves, the wigs, the nails. You're doing all of that. You're out there eating these luxurious because nowadays people don't want to do Cheesecake Factory anymore. Okay, we're not going to get into that. That's another show. But you're spending the money. So why not invest in yourself? Take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on Dr. Joe. Invest in yourself. Remember, your wealth, your health is your wealth and vice versa. Invest in yourself. Just think about it. You're going to you're going to wake up renewed. Your skin's going to look better. You're going to be better. I really believe in this, y'all. So again, I'm very passionate about things that I believe in, and this is what I believe in, and I definitely believe in this man right here. So we want to thank everyone. Go to his website. I'll put it up again. Answer the questions. Book an appointment. I'm sure some of you may be getting Christmas bonuses. Some of you may be getting grandma sending you some money in the stockings. You invest that money. Don't buy the shoes. Don't buy the Black Friday sale that they're talking about. Black Friday. Use that money and invest in your health with Dr. Joe Esposito. Okay. His website again is www.drjoe.com. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. Remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, share, share. That's how we're building our network. Share, share, share. And we want everyone to have a wonderful week. Namaste.
Thank you.
You have just been phenomenal, and we appreciate you again.